Honest to God, you weren't.
Yeah, I got into a fist fight, and I didn't end up I ended up the worse for wear.
Hello, cinema enthusiasts. Mel Gibson, Hollywood's most sinful and most brilliant child, Mel Gibson, is taking off the masks at age 70. After years of exile and silence, Mel no longer cares about pleasing anyone. In this video, we examine the 5 people Mel Gibson has said he will never forgive, erased from his professional life, and openly hates. These names didn't just turn their backs on Mel. They helped present him to the entire world as a monster. And especially the name at number 5. You will not believe the sinister trap set by the man Mel once welcomed into his own home. A betrayal that became the ultimate turning point in Mel Gibson's life. If you're ready, let's begin. Number 1. Winona Ryder, The Party Night and the Oven Dodger Betrayal. At the top of the list is the woman Mel Gibson says delivered the final blow to my career with her lies, Winona Ryder. The conflict between these two began on the set of The Man Without a Face in 1993, but the real explosion came years later through a tabloid interview. In a 2010 interview with GQ, Winona Ryder claimed that years earlier, Mel Gibson had insulted her and her friends at a party. During the development of her story, Ryder alleged that Mel, drunk, cigarette in hand, approached them and, looking at her Jewish friend, asked, "Are you an oven dodger?" She also claimed he made AIDS-related slurs toward a gay friend. The turning point came when Mel Gibson heard these accusations and tried to call Ryder directly to confront her, but she refused to answer his calls. Mel insisted the allegations were completely fabricated and that Ryder had used his already damaged reputation simply to attract attention. According to Mel, Ryder chose the easiest target and represented the kind of opportunist who wants to chain a person forever to their past mistakes. Even today, when Mel hears Winona Ryder's name, he repeats the same words: lies can't kill the truth. Conclusion. For Mel Gibson, Winona Ryder represents Hollywood's most fake face, people who play the victim while stepping on others to climb higher. Mel believes that beneath Ryder's innocent image lies the soul of an executioner, and he seals her permanently at the very top of his blacklist. Number 2. Leonardo DiCaprio, The Broken Bridge of the Vikings. In second place is the man Mel Gibson says stole my childhood dream, Leonardo DiCaprio. Mel had wanted to make a Viking film since he was 16 years old, with Leo in the lead role. But during Mel's darkest period, Leo's sudden move deeply wounded him. In 2010, Mel Gibson and Leonardo DiCaprio shook hands on a massive Viking project. Mel poured all his energy into it. But during development, the infamous rage-filled phone recordings between Mel and his ex-girlfriend Oksana were leaked to the press. The breaking point came just 24 hours after the leak, when Leonardo DiCaprio announced, without any explanation, that he was leaving the project and cutting all ties with Mel. Leo chose to protect his image and abandon Mel in a single second. Mel saw this as pure betrayal. Leo had believed in the project and knew Mel's character, but when the wind changed, he chose to sacrifice his friend. At the time, Mel reportedly told those close to him, "Leo may be a great actor, but when real bullets start flying, he's the first one to run for cover." Conclusion. For Mel Gibson, Leonardo DiCaprio is the symbol of modern Hollywood, a place where loyalty is cheaper than fame. Mel's greatest dream, the Viking film, was shelved after Leo's departure. Since then, Mel has kept an ice-cold distance from him. Number 3. George Clooney, The Arrogance of Moral Policing. In third place is George Clooney, whom Mel Gibson describes as Hollywood's fake moral compass. Mel believes Clooney is the last person qualified to judge him and sees Clooney's public moral superiority as pure hypocrisy. In 2011, George Clooney directly targeted Mel Gibson in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, saying, I have no tolerance for people who harm others like Mel did. He's finished. I think he should go away. Mel did not remain silent in the face of this summary judgment. The turning point came when a leaked private conversation revealed Mel exploding about Clooney. Who does he think he is? Hollywood's morality police? He should check the skeletons in his own closet first. To Mel, Clooney was using another man's tragedy as a stepping stone to polish his own image. Mel stamped Clooney's clean boy persona as a professional humiliation. Conclusion: the conflict between Mel Gibson and George Clooney is not professional. It's ideological. To Mel, Clooney is a man who hides his own sins by throwing stones at others. Seeing these two in the same frame is about as likely as the sun rising in the west. Number 4. Robert De Niro, The Unfinished Reckoning. In fourth place is the legendary actor who abandoned Mel Gibson during his comeback project, Robert De Niro. What happened on the set of Edge of Darkness in 2010 turned Mel's respect into pure hatred. De Niro arrived on set for a key role, but just 1 week before filming began, he suddenly walked away citing creative differences. The breaking point came when it leaked that De Niro's real reason for leaving was discomfort over Mel Gibson's alleged past anti-Semitic remarks, a deeply personal issue, given that De Niro's mother was Jewish. Mel saw this as character assassination. In his view, De Niro accepted the role knowing everything, took the money, and then left while posturing as morally superior. To Mel, De Niro's departure wasn't about values. It was about crushing a man who was already down. Conclusion: for Mel Gibson, Robert De Niro is a master who stabs from behind while hiding behind silence. Mel views this as professional disloyalty and surgically removed De Niro from his life. Number 5. Joe Eszterhas, The Spy in the House and the Butcher Knife. We've reached the darkest name on the list, screenwriter Joe Eszterhas. Mel welcomed him into his home and shared his table, and Eszterhas secretly recorded Mel's most private moments and served them to the world. This was the ultimate betrayal of Mel Gibson's life. The two were working on the Maccabees project at Mel's home in Costa Rica. During development, Eszterhas secretly recorded Mel's rage episodes. The breaking point came when Eszterhas released the infamous recordings portraying Mel as a Jew-hating monster. Eszterhas claimed that Mel terrified his own 15-year-old son Nick with horrifying stories, so much so that the boy allegedly slept with a butcher knife under his pillow. When Mel heard these claims, he went ballistic. To Mel, Eszterhas was a blackmailer trying to pin the project's failure on him while extorting $7.5 million. The fact that someone he welcomed into his home had spied on him destroyed Mel's last remaining trust in humanity. Conclusion: for Mel Gibson, Joe Eszterhas is not just an enemy, he is a vampire. A man who monetized Mel's darkest moments, earning the most unforgivable spot on Mel's blacklist. At 70 years old, Mel's anger toward Eszterhas remains as fresh as ever. At 70, Mel Gibson shows us one truth. When you're at the top, everyone is your friend, but when you fall, real faces are revealed. Mel never forgave these 5 people because he believes respect and loyalty matter more than any success. What do you think? Should Mel Gibson forgive these names? Or was he truly a victim? Let's meet in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to explore the hidden world of legends. See you in the next video.